I never thought a broken phone screen would end my relationship with my brother, divide my family, and somehow get me banned from my cousin's wedding, but here we are. About 6 months ago, I let my younger brother Tyler borrow my car while his truck was in the shop. I'm 27, I work 2 jobs, and I had spent almost a year saving up for my dream phone because I wanted something reliable for work and personal projects. Tyler has always been reckless with his stuff, but everyone in my family treats him like he's still a teenager even though he's 24. I told him he could use the car as long as he brought it back before midnight because I had work early the next day. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to 5 missed calls from my mom and a text from Tyler saying, "Don't freak out." The second I read those words, I already knew something bad happened. I called him back, and he casually explained that he had gone to a party, left my car unlocked, and someone stole my backpack from the back seat. Inside the backpack was my laptop, my wallet, and my brand new phone. When I started freaking out, he interrupted me and said, "Relax, insurance exists for a reason." That immediately made my blood boil because he wasn't even apologizing. The next morning, I asked him how he planned to replace everything, and he laughed like I was joking. He told me it wasn't technically his fault because he didn't steal anything himself. My mom jumped in and said I was being too harsh because family helps family. I reminded her that family also takes responsibility when they destroy someone else's property. Somehow, I became the bad guy for expecting accountability. The situation got worse when Tyler posted photos online from the party only hours before the theft happened, proving he was completely careless all night. I asked him again to help pay for the damages, and he told everyone I was obsessed with material things. I was missing work calls because I had no phone plus stress. A few days later, I found out the story was even worse than Tyler originally admitted. One of his friends messaged me privately and said Tyler actually left my car running outside the party for nearly 20 minutes because he was trying to impress people with the sound system. Apparently, several people warned him that leaving the car unattended was a terrible idea, but he ignored them. When I confronted him with this information, he accused me of spying on him and told me his friends were lying. I finally snapped and told him he needed to either pay me back or stop expecting favors from me forever. My mom burst into tears and said I was tearing the family apart over just a phone. That comment honestly stunned me because it wasn't just a phone. It was thousands of dollars worth of stolen items and weeks of stress. My dad tried staying neutral at first, but even he started hinting that I should be the bigger person. The problem, being the bigger person in my family always means quietly accepting disrespect. Then came the wedding disaster. My cousin Emma invited both Tyler and me to help set up decorations the night before her ceremony. I agreed because Emma and I are close, and I didn't want family drama ruining her big day. Everything was going fine until Tyler started making jokes in front of everyone about how sensitive I'd become over the theft. People awkwardly laughed while I stood there embarrassed. I pulled him aside and asked him to stop. Instead, he got louder and announced that I cared more about electronics than family. I told him if he had taken responsibility from the start, none of this would still be happening. Suddenly, he shoved me hard enough that I knocked over a table full of centerpieces. Glass vases shattered everywhere. The entire room went silent. My aunt screamed at both of us to leave immediately. My cousin called me crying because the argument had stressed her out so badly. Even though Tyler started the confrontation, they blamed me. I was done keeping the peace. The next week, I changed every password Tyler ever had access to, removed him from my streaming accounts, and told him he was no longer allowed to borrow my car, tools, or anything else. You would have thought I committed a crime based on my family's reaction. My mom accused me of abandoning my brother during a difficult time. Tyler claimed I was trying to punish him forever over one accident. But then something happened that completely changed how everyone saw the situation. Tyler got arrested. Apparently, he borrowed another friend's car, left it unlocked at a gas station, and someone stole a backpack containing expensive camera equipment. The friend demanded compensation, and when Tyler refused, the argument turned physical in the parking lot. Security cameras caught the entire thing. Suddenly, all the excuses my family used for him disappeared. My dad actually apologized to me and admitted they had been enabling Tyler for years because they were scared of upsetting him. My mom still defended him at first, but even she couldn't ignore the pattern anymore. Meanwhile, I was finally starting to recover financially. I bought a cheaper replacement phone, picked up extra shifts, and slowly rebuilt everything I lost. Then Tyler called me from jail asking if I could loan him money for legal fees. I honestly thought it was a joke. After everything he put me through, he still expected me to rescue him. When I said no, he exploded and accused me of ruining his life. I told him he ruined his own life the second he decided accountability didn't apply to him. He hung up on me, and I haven't spoken to him since. Some relatives think I should forgive him because he's family, but I'm exhausted from carrying the emotional weight of everyone else's bad decisions. For years, I confused forgiveness with allowing disrespect. Now I realize boundaries aren't cruelty. Sometimes the only way people learn consequences is when nobody shields them anymore. A month after Tyler's arrest, things somehow became even more dramatic. My mom invited me to dinner and promised she wanted to repair our relationship. I almost didn't go because every family conversation lately turned into emotional manipulation, but I decided to give her one more chance. At first, dinner actually felt normal. We talked about work, childhood memories, and even laughed a little. Then, right before dessert arrived, she slid an envelope across the table and asked if I could help Tyler just this once. Inside was a breakdown of his legal bills along with a payment plan she expected me to contribute to. I sat there staring at the paper in disbelief. I asked her why she thought I would pay money for the same person who never replaced a single thing he lost from me. She immediately started crying and said Tyler was struggling mentally and needed support, not punishment. I told her I genuinely hoped he changed his life around, but that didn't mean I had to financially sponsor his mistakes forever. The conversation got heated fast. People at nearby tables started staring while my mom accused me of becoming cold and selfish. Then she said something I'll never forget. She told me if I really loved my family, I would sacrifice for them without keeping score. I replied that love without accountability turns into entitlement. She left the restaurant furious, and later that night several relatives started texting me paragraphs about loyalty, forgiveness, and family values. One uncle even posted a vague Facebook status about how society had become too selfish. None of them mentioned the fact that Tyler's actions had cost me thousands of dollars, stress, and relationships. It felt like everyone wanted the comfort of pretending nothing happened because facing reality was inconvenient. Like this video if you think family should still be held accountable, and comment what you would do here. Eventually, I decided to post the entire story anonymously online just to get outside opinions because I genuinely started questioning myself after months of being blamed by everyone around me. Thousands of strangers responded, and almost all of them said the same thing: I wasn't crazy for expecting basic responsibility. Reading those comments felt like finally breathing fresh air after being trapped in a room full of smoke. People shared stories about toxic siblings, manipulative relatives, and the pressure to stay silent for the sake of keeping peace. That phrase means nothing when the peace only exists because one person absorbs all the damage. Over time, I stopped answering guilt trip messages from relatives and focused on rebuilding my own life. I started therapy, picked up old hobbies again, and even got promoted at work because I wasn't constantly drowning in family drama anymore. Last week, Tyler unexpectedly sent me a message saying he wanted to apologize in person. For a moment, I considered it. Then I noticed the last line of his text: I also need a place to stay for a little while. That told me everything I needed to know. The apology wasn't about accountability. It was another attempt to use me. I politely declined and wished him well. Since then, several family members have gone quiet, probably because they finally realized I'm serious about my boundaries. And honestly, my life has been calmer ever since. It's sad when protecting your peace makes people accuse you of being selfish, But sometimes the people benefiting from your silence are the ones most angry when you finally speak up. Like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends if you enjoy crazy Reddit stories like this one. And comment down below, was I the asshole?